This book is banned in some prisons, allegedly because it got brutal manipulation tactics. Some people say it's evil, manipulative, and too dark. But the author himself, every time he gets asked in any interview, he says that he just tells you things just how it is. And in many people's opinion, it's just the darker version of a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. But if you ask me, do I recommend reading this book? Yes, and that's why you should read 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. But if you're gonna read it, get the thin version, the concise version. Don't get this one. This one is so big.
What do you mean by that?
It's like a holy book. And let's be honest, most of you won't read that much. So in the concise version, Robert goes straight to the point. He skips all the BS and he gets straight to the point. So if you're gonna get this book, get the thin one for $11, I think. One of my favorite laws in this book is law number 4. Always say less than necessary. How many times you witnessed something like this? You see two people talking to each other. One of them is talking non-stop and the other is silent. And by the end of the conversation, you feel like someone just overshared everything about his life. And he said a lot of stupid things about himself. Personally, I got a story. Back in 2018, I was in a car with a friend. We were not that close, but we were good friends. And I remember that I fell into that trap. He was silent most of the time, and I kept talking and talking and talking. When I got home, I realized that I overshared, and I told him things that I shouldn't have told him. He applied law number 4, that book, without even reading the book. And that's why Robert Greene tells you this is just how the world works, whether you like it or not. Call him evil, call him manipulative, call him whatever you want. But this is how it works. And that's what I like about this book. This book tells you things just how it is. So how do you apply this law in your life? Pretty simple. You listen more than you speak. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen more. Make your words count. If you say something, say it so that the other person gives you the information that you want. You can say 1 sentence and the person in front of you will tell you his whole life. Another law that I actually really like is law number 10. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. You can die from someone else's misery. Emotional states are infectious as diseases. You may feel like you are helping the drowning man, but you are only participating in your own disaster. How many times someone tells you that he got a new car and all of a sudden you see that car everywhere? Same things with problems. If your friend only talks to you about problems, inevitably you are going to see problems in your life. This is how energy works. You see someone's life is falling apart and all of a sudden you feel like yours is falling too. Keep the negative people out of your life. Only keep the positive people around you. Because even if you are trying to get him out of it and you actually get him out of that negative state, that negative state is infectious and it's sticky. It sucks the life out of you. And this is why in all religions, in all cults, people emphasize on being positive most of the time. One hack you can actually do to raise your vibration after dealing with someone negative is to actually feel gratitude for everything in your life and to keep the conversations with these people as minimal as possible. Another one of my favorites is Law 16. Use absence to increase presence and honor. Sometimes people take you for granted. They may love you, but they don't respect you. And this is a harsh truth. Let me tell you a story. I had 2 friends that I really loved and I respected, but they took me for granted. Why? Because I was always there. I'm not telling you to not show up for your friends. All I'm telling you is choose times to disappear from them. By disappearing, you are increasing your respect. You're increasing your presence when you disappear. And that's a paradox. Because when you appear, it's the quality that you give them. It's not by quantity. It's not every time they call you, they find you. And this is some of the harshest things that I learned in my life. Don't ever be available 24/7 for anyone. Have your own life. Be busy. Do things. Go here and there. But don't be there all the time for everyone. They will take you for granted. They will not give you the honor and respect that you deserve. Your intentions might be noble, but them, not so much. Because they feel that they can use you anytime, anywhere, any space. They can do whatever they want and they will call you and you will be there. And actually, your relationship with people will improve when you do that. Because no one wants to see somebody 24/7 or talk to them 24/7. If I knew what I knew now, I would have saved a lot of friendships and relationships in my life. But that's God's plan. And I'm grateful that I actually read this book because it gave me a lot of explanations on why people suddenly wasn't good for me. Another one of my favorites is Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. If you need, turn to an ally for help. Do not bother to remind them of your past assistance and good deeds. He will find a way to ignore you. Instead, uncover something in your request or in your alliance with them that will benefit him and emphasize it out to all proportion. He will respond enthusiastically when he sees something to be gained for himself. This law is about adulthood pretty much. When we were kids, we were doing things kind-heartedly because we want to help others. But when we grew up, we find that people don't want to help others if they don't benefit from that, whether it's emotionally or physically or financially. And that's the truth. And this is why, again, I'm telling you, Robert Greene tells you the truth just how it is, whether you like it or not. So if you're trying to get help from somebody, try to make a plan. Make them benefit from you by doing the thing that you want, whether that beneficial thing is emotional or physical or financial. And this is where you have to choose, because you can manipulate people by emotions or with money, but either way, don't appear to be needy to their help. Make them help you, thinking that they are benefiting themselves only, and they will help you better than you can imagine unintentionally. That's it for this video. I know you liked it if you are an adult. If you are a kid, you might find it triggering or offensive to you. You'll grow up and you will learn that this is the truth. Tell me down below in the comments if you read this book, what's your favorite laws, and I will see you soon.